Welcome to the very first Liberated Body Circle. I'm so excited to share some somatic practices with all of you. You may see a furry friend come and join us for some of the circle. Today, as we dive into the practice, we are going to focus on a very important theme for our bodies, which is the theme of grounding. So what are the many ways that we can ground ourselves throughout the day, in moments when we feel extremely stressed, or whenever we need just a moment to return to our bodies, to root in the time and place where we are in the present moment, to feel ourselves breathing, to feel our bodies present in time and space. So today we're going to explore a few strategies that will help us with that. So to get started, no matter where you are, I'm in an outside space at the moment, but from wherever you are, I would like to first invite you to engage your five senses. So first of all, what do you see in the room around you? Notice any colors that are present. Notice anyone or anything that's in your line of vision. And after that, what do you hear? So I'm currently hearing a waterfall behind me. What do you hear in the room where you're in? And maybe what you're hearing is just silence. And what do you feel? So if you're outside, maybe you feel the sun on your skin, or maybe you feel the breeze in your face. Maybe you feel the carpet where you're sitting, or the texture of the mat. So just noticing what you're feeling. Next, what can you taste? So maybe there's some kind of taste in your mouth that's lingering, or some other sensation that's present for you right now. And what do you smell? So what scents are present in the room with you right now? Maybe you have some incense that's lit. And take a moment to breathe as you're noticing and engaging these five senses. Breathe in deeply through your nose. You can close your eyes if that feels comfortable. And again, just focus on what you're seeing, what you're hearing, what you're feeling, what you're tasting, and what you're smelling. And let's take a few more deep breaths here. Giving yourself a moment to arrive to this present moment, to arrive to this liberated body circle, to this initial practice that we're sharing together in this time and space. And now I invite you to put your focus to the ways that you are rooted in your body. So if you're sitting, from wherever you're seated, notice what parts of your body are touching the earth right now. Focus on what that feels like. Focus on the sensation beneath you. I'm sitting on a yoga mat on top of some concrete, so I can feel the uneven structures that are beneath my body. What does that feel like for you right now? If you're standing at the present moment, think about what your feet are feeling right now. So maybe that means that your toes are in contact with some carpet, or your toes are on top of the yoga mat. Noticing what parts of my body are currently connected to the earth right now. So what parts of my body are connected to the earth right now, and what sensation do I feel along with that current connection to the earth? And again, you can close your eyes if that feels good. And now let's start engaging our bodies in a little bit of movement. So maybe finding a sway from side to side. You can do it if you're standing or if you're sitting. The body position doesn't really matter. So finding a sway. And then starting to pay attention to what are you feeling in your body at the moment. So what parts of your body might be tense right now? If you feel some kind of tension in your body, move exactly that part of your body. So I feel a little bit of tension in my neck right now. So I'm going to do some half circles to try to melt a little bit of that tension away. As we're engaging in somatic practices, the main goal is to have awareness of what is happening in my body at this present moment. It can be hard sometimes to disconnect from whatever is happening in the mind and to reconnect with what is happening in the body. But the truth about somatic practices is you're really noticing both. So what is happening from my mind and where am I feeling that in my body, and vice versa? What's happening in my body and how am I feeling that or perceiving that in my mind? And keep noticing different parts of your body. If you feel tension in your shoulders, you can start to make some shoulder circles. And try to stay connected to your five senses through this practice. So remembering, what am I seeing? What am I hearing? What am I feeling? What am I touching? And what am I smelling? And keep moving. So today I'm going to stay on my mat. I won't get up and down or change my location, but if you want to get up from your mat and move around, if you want to stay seated, you're invited to do that. Listen to what your body is asking for right now. My body is asking for a little bit of stretching, so I'm going to take a wide-legged stance, and I'm going to start with moving my feet, some ankle circles, and I'll do the same with my wrists. And now I'm noticing a little bit of tension in my inner thigh, so I'm going to move that part of your body. So notice where the tension is in your body. Notice what part of you feels like it really needs to move right now. Go there, move that part of your body. As you can see, I have many furry friends with me here today. And now from wherever you are, try to make some contact between your hands and the earth. So I'm going to slightly change my position here. I'm going to go on all fours for now, but you can do this however you like, however it makes sense for whatever position you're in. So I'm going to go on all fours. I've got a little help next to me, and I'm just going to push into the ground. Maybe even crawl a little bit, just like my doggy friends here. Making contact with the earth, pushing my weight into the earth, and finding different movements. There's no right or wrong movement in your somatic practice. It's just a matter of getting your body moving and finding that ability to develop body awareness. I'm going to go to the other side, repeating those same movements. I'm going to get a little bit lower to the ground right now. You can try this too if you like. So I'm just shifting my body weight from one side to the other. Just feeling what's happening in my body. So again, through your somatic practices, this is really an invitation to listen to what's happening in your body. Notice where you might be carrying tension. Notice what might be happening in your body right here, right now. So what we've been working with today is making contact with the earth. So we've been finding ways to connect our body to the earth. When we're engaging in practices like yoga, for example, and we go into the savasana, this can be extremely relaxing for us because we have almost all parts of our body in contact with the earth. You can often feel that gravitational force that's just pulling you down, pulling your energy down towards the earth. This is exactly what we mean by grounding. So surrendering to the earth, allowing your body to feel that connection in the present moment, having awareness of the five senses, and really feeling what's happening in my body right now. So it doesn't mean that you have to have a completely blank mind. This is really hard for many of us to do, and it's a practice to completely clear your mind. That's not what we have to do here. What we want to do is just notice sensations, emotions, feelings. What's coming up in my mind? What am I feeling in my body? Where am I feeling that in my body? Where's the tension? Where do I feel relaxed? So really having this conversation with yourself to understand exactly what's going on with you in the present moment. So let's do a few more grounding exercises. So we're just gonna drop our legs over to one side and feel if there's any tension in your hips, in your quadriceps, through this twist. And then we can bring our legs back to the center and drop them over to the other side. So again, noticing if there's something that you feel, something that might be releasing within your fascia. And we'll repeat that a few more times. So we're just dropping the knees over to one side and then bringing them over to the other side. And you can find your rhythm for this. This is something that I like to do almost every single day of my life. It really relaxes me. I tend to carry a lot of tension in my quadriceps and the psoas, in the hips, and this really helps me relieve some of that stress. So I'm aware when I wake up in the mornings that I carry a lot of tension, and maybe that's normal for many of us to feel tension and stiffness in the body, especially early in the morning. So this is great to just get on your mat, get on the ground. You're already participating in a little bit of grounding the body, grounding your five senses, just by getting on your mat and doing a few of these drops from side to side. Anything that you learn in the Liberated Body Circle can be done outside of this space as well. My hope is that by practicing together, by learning strategies for ways that we can be more connected to our bodies and the people around us, that these are things that you will take home, that you will be able to incorporate into your daily life when you're feeling stressed or you feel a little tension, that you know that you have something in your back pocket that you can do that's just for you, even if you do it for 1 or 2 minutes. 1 or 2 minutes is something. And now let's come back to center. Let's take a moment to put a hand over our hearts and a hand over our belly. Check in with yourself right now. Notice what sensations are present. If there's a specific emotion, a specific thought that keeps returning, there's no need to push it away. Simply invite that thought or that emotion or that feeling to be present with you in this moment. Acknowledge its presence, acknowledge its existence. And now I invite you to notice, what does your own body feel like as you're breathing, as you're moving, as you're somewhat in a moment of stillness, but every time we fill up our lungs with air, we're also still moving through that stillness. We're moving in a very subtle way, but we are still moving, and there is still movement present. And to close today's practice, let's just take one great big stretch from wherever you are. Again, if you decided that you didn't want to sit during this practice and you're standing, try to stretch your body in as many ways as you possibly can. In any way that you feel like would be good for you right now, stretch in that direction. And when you're ready, if you're laying on the ground like I am, you can roll your body weight over to one side. We can stay here for just a moment. Again, noticing how that changes the sensations in your body, having your head in contact with the earth, your shoulder, and half your body really, really close to the earth if you had chosen to sit during this practice. And now let's gently begin to push ourselves away from the earth, coming back to a comfortable position, standing, seated, from wherever you might be. And if you like, I invite you to close your eyes and notice what's happening in your body right now. Did something shift? Did anything change? Does something feel a little more present? Again, engaging your 5 senses. And when you're ready, you can gently begin to open your eyes. And I'd like to thank you for joining me in this very first Liberated Body Circle. These circles are going to be happening every single week at the same time, same place. We'll be meeting here online at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern time, and 7 p.m. Central European time. So I'm hoping that this is something that's accessible to you, that's accessible across time zones. You will be able to access the weekly recordings as well after you've participated in the weekly Liberated Body Circle. So I really hope to see you back here next week, same time, same place, for the next Liberated Body Circle. See you then.